Hey Capricorns, welcome to July 2018. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying your summer so far. So, this is awesome. Cards popped out, Ace of Pentacles, new money coming in, new power, new money, new growth. This is going to be something that you've carried for a long time. This is something that you've watched grow for so long that it's going to be really nice to finally have this payout in your hand. When I say payout, I do mean financial payout, but it could also be power in some way. So depending on your circumstances, if you're working or not, also depending on your age, things like that. But when it comes to your power being received, that is something that I'm gonna have to leave with you, because it's either going to be your financial power, emotional power, intellectual power, spiritual power, sexual power, even just how you feel about yourself. I was talking to my sister the other day, and I was telling her about losing power, and she's like, yeah, you're right. Some guy called me fat, and it just completely deflated her. So something like that, even when it comes to your personal power, I guess you could say. So new money is coming, new power, new growth. It's really going to build you up, especially because you got some cold nights ahead. So you definitely want to either invest or save this money, because I am seeing a little bit of a change in your financial forecast coming up after you receive this growth. So it comes in waves, right? Especially for the Capricorn, it really comes in waves. So congrats. Let's see what else is going on. I'm surprised no more cards have popped out. Let's see. There we go. So I bet you, when I was saying, although you are receiving money now, going forward, there is going to be a little bit of a cold patch where you're kind of worried about your finances. That will probably come when Saturn goes direct, because that's going to be a shift that affects the Capricorns because they're ruled by the planet Saturn. So that's in September. So you're going to start to see a shift in your finances in September, a shift in your power in September. In order to avoid that and in order to flow with it, continue to give. So one of my favorite numerologists, Sarah Yip, she's talking about a time when she was living in Thailand and she felt so broke. And what she would do is just go out to, a poorer part of that country and start handing out money, even if she didn't have it, handing out food, clothes, money, whatever she had to give, she was handing it out. Excuse me. That's how you tell the universe that you have enough. That's how you tell the universe to continue to give me more. And the universe does give that, because the universe loves to see people giving. We're pretty much here. Well, I think that we're here to give love and also to serve others. So by gaining money, gaining finances, gaining power, and holding on to it, we're actually putting a door stopper on the universal flow. So you want to make sure that you're putting that back out without even thinking about it. Just as easily as you would go to work without thinking about it because you need to make money, put back out that energy without even thinking about it. Let it be so natural that you don't even realize the progression of it. And the thing with putting that energy out by giving it to someone instead of buying something for yourself is you're able to allow that energy to flow forward instead of it constantly being in your little circle, right? When you put it out there and you're not expecting anything from that person is able to flow out your energy, and then it eventually comes back to you, but multiplied, because you're not just keeping it in this vortex, in this circle. Okay, so the theme of this reading is about some sort of risk that you guys want to take, some sort of change. That risk will impact the money that you receive, the power that you receive. So either the power that you receive this month is what you take a risk with, or taking that risk is what gives you that power, that gives you that surge. Okay. July 2018. Okay. So the theme of this reading is focusing on your strength, the strength that you put out and the strength that you retain. You're completely overburdened with responsibilities to the point where you just want to take a risk, but you feel like you can't. You feel like you're completely tied down because of these responsibilities. So a new frame of mind has to come in, a new complete change of perspective, and recognizing that you actually have complete ownership over the freedom or lack of freedom in your life. Okay? You don't need to feel worry and sorrow over the lack of empowerment you have when it comes to your home and family and the support system. You've manifested and created that reputation for yourself. It is time to transform and to stop living a life of temperance, aka what's the word, complacency, like you've been doing in the past. Start to really hone in on all the opportunities of power that you have being given to you and that are all around you. And don't fight them off, because something really is missing within the home and family. And it's based on your investments. It's based on where your money and your power is going. Money has been such a huge theme this month for all the signs. And I don't typically read about money. For some reason, I'm kind of more in tuned with relationships and love. But for some reason, this July, money slash power is such a huge theme. So let's just clear it, because a lot of the times, it's all based on each other. We may think that we're having relationship issues, but it's actually money issues. We may think that we're having money issues, but it's actually relationship issues. So once we can clear one of those, it will flow a lot easier in other areas of your life. Okay. So that's the theme of the reading. What the reading is about is what you're putting out there, okay, Caps? You are putting out a lot of positivity, a lot of creativity, and it's finally coming back this month. Your ships, what do they say? Your ships have come in. What you put out there over the last 6 months, it's now finally coming back in a very positive way. You're going to feel very strategic this month. Like, you kind of have to really watch what step you take next and really follow through. It makes me think of playing pool. I would always just go for the next shot. Like, my dad is a pool shark and it would drive him crazy because I'd always just get the one shot and now what? My dad's like, you have to follow through, and it's such a good life lesson. Think about your goal, your end goal, and then don't even worry about how you're going to get there. Just think about the end goal. That's the main objective. The MO is getting that 8-ball into the corner pocket. That is your main goal. Everything else will slowly fall into place. You don't have to be as particular, as stringent on that process. You can let that process flow, because at the end of the day, your main goal is to get that 8-ball in that corner pocket. See what I'm saying? So your ships are now coming in. So flow with it. Allow it to come in. The obstacle and the aid to that, Capricorn is messages. So this is the same with the Sagittarius, where they're also receiving some sort of message. So if you have Sag in your chart, expect a message as well. I think it's also Jupiter going direct. Jupiter went direct, so it's now allowing that expansive energy of the Sagittarian, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter going direct is allowing a lot more optimism, a lot more expansion, and it's not as condensed, not as inward. So a message coming in is the obstacle and the aid to your ships coming in, to that energy of positivity, of creativity that you put out there. For that to come in, it's contingent on this message, okay? Some sort of email, text, letter, phone call, something that you've been manifesting without even realizing it. Hopefully you did realize it, but if you didn't, you'll know that you manifested this, okay? It's an obstacle and an aid. So it may not be the best message that you receive, but that's going to allow you to look in the mirror and be like, how did I manifest this? Because this came in because of what I created. So depending on what the message is, you'll know where you're at when it comes to your manifestation. If it's a negative message or something that you don't necessarily want to hear, you know to start now to shift your perspective on things and start being more positive, so that the next time a message comes in, you'll know exactly that you created it. Subconsciously, feeling very pinned down. This reading is so close to the Sag. Even as I was reading, I wanted to say Sagittarius, because this reading is very close to the Sagittarius energy. And I really do think that's based on Jupiter. So you definitely want to use that energy to your advantage, because Jupiter going direct, if you're tapped into the Sag energy and Jupiter's going direct, you can really create some huge gains, okay? Because subconsciously feeling very pinned down right now, Cap, feeling like this new beginning that started has created quite the weight on you. But you created this. You manifested this situation. You brought it into your awareness. You brought it into your aura. So it is time to, get the message and realize that if you are feeling pinned down by this subconsciously, it's the beginning that you started. So using that acknowledgement and using that responsibility and ownership in order to move forward in a positive way, and just saying, well, I wanted this, I created this. You can own it and you can move forward. Thinking, sorrow, heartbreak involving 3 people, really bleeding out for other people. Although you did create a situation that is positive, there is still some sorrow attached to it. And I think that is the messages or lack thereof that have been coming in or not coming in. Your thinking is very focused on this pain, on this heartbreak, on this worry, on this sorrow, kind of almost waiting for that dark cloud to come over your head. And that is something that I think Capricorns struggle with, especially Capricorn rising like I am, is that melancholy, you know, that the depressed episodes, and that's the Saturn energy. So now that Saturn has been retrograde direct, it's been bouncing all over the Capricorns, and now it's slowly going back to direct. So we're starting to really feel that energy because it's coming up close. Also with the full moon that just passed in Capricorn in June, on June 28th, we're feeling a lot of sorrow. We're feeling a lot of dark days, and kind of waiting for that dark cloud to come back. Kind of like, you know, it is summer, but what I created, it's really pinning me down. Like, I'm definitely a victim of it. My husband's been calling me a pessimist all week, and I'm like, what, me? No way. So recognize that that is where your thinking is. It is kind of a little bit pessimist right now. And it's mainly because you're feeling so bound. You're feeling so powerless, okay? You right now are fighting for this change. So you created something. It's pinning you down. You know that you should be happy about it, but it really is weighing heavily on you. You're feeling very powerless because of it. And now it's like you're fighting for change, for freedom, and just to kind of be able to do your own thing. But there's so many people involved that you're thinking about. So many people involved that are affecting the decisions that you're making as well. So it's like you want to create that change, and your third eye is open enough to realize that you can make that change, but you're also, your heart and the 11 energy of 2018 is saying, no, you need to consider all these people before, and there's like 4 major people that you need to consider before you were to even start to think about any freedom or changes within your life, okay? So that's where you're at right now. Family and friends, changes. So the changes involve your family and friends. Those are the people that you're really fighting with when it comes to making this change and when it comes to being free. However, like I mentioned before, you created this cap, you created it, and I think that recognition of ownership is what's so frustrating, is what's really pinning you down, because you're like, this is my bed, you know, I made it, and now I gotta sleep in it, right? So family and friends, they also see that energy of change. Changes are affecting your family and friends as well. So keep an ear out, keep a heart out, keep an eye out, because family and friends are going through a very drastic change. You can allow that change to affect you and kind of jump on that change with them to make your changes, or you can be that stability, that earth sign like you are, in order to help them while they're changing. At the end of the day, recognize that you did create this, okay? Hope and fear, who's this person? Hope and fear, this could absolutely be you. It's a person who is just at a place of prominence and abundance and everything taken care of. The self-work being finished, and kind of a rest period for all the self-work and the self-analysis that's been done, and really just starting to appreciate and own how far you've worked, or how hard you've worked and how far you've come. That's a hope and a fear. You want to take that rest period to be like, okay, let me reassess, reflect, and analyze, but you fear it as well, okay? Because what is that going to entail? Are you going to be proud of yourself? Are you going to be disappointed? Are you going to feel like what you created wasn't the best decision? You know, really going inward is kind of a scary thing to acknowledge things. The only way that I can really understand this is, you know, from my perspective, creating a life, creating a child, and then realizing, okay, like, I don't have, that's why my videos are so late. I don't have that free time I did, especially my last trimester when I was just on the couch sleeping and watching and binging Netflix. Now not having that sense of freedom, but it's like I created it. So recognizing that you kind of fear, you know, going inward and saying, where is my power? What am I doing with my power? There's fear there because you know it's gonna end something within you. It may not end a situation in your physical life, but it's going to end something within you, saying, okay, You know, this is my truth. It's going to put a stop to something. So might be time to do it. That's why that's a hope and a fear. Take it slow. Take it really slow and steady. There's no rush with it. You can use the full moon in order to release any of those fears. That's something that really works incredibly well. Take a bath as well, a salt bath, and just really cleanse it out. Okay, so this is what's going to be happening for Capricorns for July 2018. So new money coming / new power. Keep giving that energy out, keep giving that power out, and that will really empower you and really give you a sense of prominence and happiness and abundance. You've been really dealing with a lot of strength and balance right now, really trying to find what works for you, especially when it comes to these responsibilities, these new responsibilities. You want to take a risk and start something new, like not even new, but like you want to even get into the frame of mind of starting something new. You don't even have that kind of time. But that does involve getting your thoughts in order and not blaming other people for taking up your thoughts. Not saying, well, I can't think about that right now because of this. No, honor yourself and say, I'm going to think about this. I'm going to put some thought into this risk I want to take, into this new venture that I'm even considering. That's going to require a complete shift frame of mind and ownership over your thoughts as well, and not allowing anybody to seep into your thoughts. That's also going to require some support at home. It's going to require some manifestation of your investments. It's going to require an acknowledgement of a foundational crack that's been going on right now. And that will create a sense of balance and transformation when it comes to how you're feeling about yourself and what you've created. Because what you've created, Capricorn, it's now coming back in. You're going to start to get all the messages attached to what you created. Either they're going to come or they're not going to come. So you created something and it's like, where is the messages that I thought I was going to receive from creating this? Whether they be messages from a higher source or actually messages from a physical person or a situation or what have you. Because subconsciously feeling very pinned down, feeling very powerless, thinking like you're heartbroken. It's like, you know, your heart is full, but there's so many constricting factors that are tugging and pulling on it, and it's like, where can I put my love, where can I put my energy, my passion? So that's the first recognition, is that your heart is being pulled in at least 3 different directions, which makes me think of work, family, friends, you know. Heart being pulled in 3 different directions. That's the first step when it comes to your recognition for July 2018. That will bring in this young fire sign. This young fire sign is somebody who's going to help you. So you have this young fire sign that's going to help you with the one aspect of where your heart's being pulled. And then you have the Queen of Cups that's going to come in, and they're going to help you with the second aspect of where your heart's being pulled. And then that frees up the one aspect left for you to take control of and for you to recognize what you've created, okay? So ask the Queen of Cups for help. Ask the Knight of Wands for help. Ask these people to help you out. So what I'm thinking is, you know, maybe Queen of Cups takes care of family for a little bit, you know, so you can work. And then the Knight of Wands takes care of, you know, that project, that work project that you have, so that you can really focus on going out and having fun with your friends, something like that, or vice versa. But ask the Queen of Cups for help, ask the Knight of Wands for help, so that gives you that free space to do what you need to do to get done, so that this new money, this new power comes in without any delays or blockers. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Capricorns. I hope you have an amazing July. I will see you guys in August. As always, if you want a personalized reading, my email address is below, BeyondYourSunSign@gmail.com. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, I'll see you guys in August. Love you guys. Bye.